Hello, welcome to Movie Musters. The Chi Season 7 Episode 4 Recap. Mother's Day. Author of the Chi Season 7 Episode 4 Recap. Mother's Day. Ahana Srup. As Mother's Day rolls around, a celebratory wave takes over Season 7 of The Chi, with bad blood and turf wars put aside for the day. Emmett gathers all the special women in his life under one roof for a party that promises to strengthen bonds and uplift spirits. Similarly, Alicia also hosts a luncheon of her own, wherein the guest list is made up of various women who have lost their kids in one way or another. However, Shad worries that she might lose herself in trying to keep her son's memory alive. Meanwhile, Reg brings yet another surprise to Jake's door, one that Victor is decidedly unamused by. Consequently, as the brothers spend a special day together, an inevitably tense air hangs in the air. Spoilers ahead, Damien learns to play spades. Emmett's place becomes ground zero for a party as he invites his family, including various baby mamas, for a Mother's Day celebration. Inevitably, this brings up the conversation of his potential marriage to Keisha. Even though the two are more or less married right now, Emmett remains reluctant to the idea of tying the knot. However, that might stand a chance to change, especially when he realizes Shay is planning on moving to Pittsburgh alongside their son. Since they're not married and she holds significantly more rights as a parent, there's little he can do to stop that. Nonetheless, any influence this has on his future remains to be seen. On the other hand, Emmett finds himself spending some quality time with his father, Darnell, and half-brother, Damien. As it turns out, the latter has an invitation to a spades game the following night. Even though he has accepted the invite, he has no idea how to play the game. Naturally, Emmett and Darnell immediately jump to rectify that mistake and give him an extensive crash course on the game. Later, Damien shows up at the game, where he coincidentally crosses paths with Keith, his former partner in crime. Still, despite the initial awkward air and a rough start, he manages to take the winning hand. Zeke tries to buy the Jacksons' church. When Papa pays a visit to his mother for the special occasion, he learns that she's financially struggling. Since his father's death, the church has been struggling to break even. Nevertheless, his mother rebuts the offer to consult Zeke for help, unwilling to go against her husband's wishes of maintaining distance from the other pastor. Still, Papa holds no such reservations and reaches out to him for a loan. Initially, Zeke forgoes a loan and insists that the young man accept some cash from him as a gift from the Lord. Yet, he starts to sing a different tune shortly after. Once Zeke offers the actual cash to Papa, he frames the transaction as a much different thing. Instead of a loan or a gift, he offers him the cash as a down payment on his father's church. The latter's insistence that the church isn't up for sale is met with a flippant smile. Apparently, the pastor and his aide, Charles, aren't as selflessly kind as Papa would like to imagine they are. Zeke has his eyes set on the small congregation as a possible expansion for his megachurch to ensure he has a religious monopoly over the city and its faith. Ultimately, whether or not his offer will be met with an agreement relies entirely on Papa and his circumstances. Nuck makes a move on Tiff. Ever since Regs' surprising return, a battle between him and Nuck for the throne of the local mob is inevitable. Nonetheless, for Mother's Day, neither has any menacing confrontations on their agenda. On his part, Reg brings his mother, Peaches, back to the city for a surprise visit, which doesn't go over too well with Victor. The older son still holds a grudge against his mother for his and Jake's neglectful upbringing. While the younger Taylor brother is willing to forgive and forget, Victor, who had to step up and play the role of a guardian from a young age, is less receptive to the idea. Nonetheless, the family finds a way to spend the day together, with only the occasional argument. Meanwhile, Nuck remains tied up at Emmett's big party. He brings a card for Keisha, the mother of his own child. However, his focus inevitably shifts toward Tiff. The two have been growing closer in the past few months. Although he had approached the woman out of guilt for killing her partner, Rob, and lying about it, it seems something more has blossomed within their dynamic. Even so, when the mob boss tries to make a move on her after dropping her off, Tiff turns him down. It seems time hasn't healed all wounds for her, and she still hasn't moved on from Rob, notably because she has a feeling his death has still gone unavenged. Therefore, once Nuck's betrayal comes out in the open, things are bound to unravel in messy waves between this duo. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.